So in our own ways, we're both from, we're both in mixed marriages.
Yeah.
How do you encourage, the learning about the different family cultures, and how do you encourage that in your family?
Well, we just talk about it all the time, and I suppose, from my background, there's the Malaysian aspect, or Chinese Malaysian plus Scottish, and they have the chance to visit Scotland often, even though, my father's not alive. They have that chance to kind of go there and, see what the culture is like there. But also, because my mother is with them so often, they have this real sense of, what being Chinese is, and Chinese food, and all that kind of thing. And then Sinan will tell them often about, obviously they've been to Denmark, but he tells them a lot actually about Syria, and with Syria having been in the news, they will sit and watch it, and then everyone will say, is that our country, Papa?
So
did we used to rule that country? Yes.
I don't know, the boys...
You probably want to cut that bit.
Yeah. So my boys, they with Tom being Belgian and myself being American, and now we're both dual, the boys grew up in the U.S., but they knew always that they had family in Belgium. But now here we live in England, and they are not English, and they're half American, half Belgian. They go back and forth to the U.S. and Belgium and live here in the middle in England, and I think it's been, kind of confusing for them. When we were first moving over here from the U.S., they thought that, England was down the street from their grandpa's house in Belgium. And they were really excited about living closer. And we do live closer. Instead of a 10-hour flight, we're now, an hour and 45 minutes by Eurostar, or half an hour flight away from Belgium. But now we're far away from the U.S., and they've had a lot of trouble adjusting to the idea that they can't go over to their cousin's house in the U.S. because it doesn't feel like they're far away. They know they're in a different country because everybody talks funny, but I don't know, this distance thing with airplanes and phones and Skype, everything seems so close to them. So the concept that they can't go see their cousins or their grandparents and stuff regularly, it's a difficult thing for us to try and explain to a 3 and a 5-year-old.
I think they don't really get the concept of distance.
Yeah.
But I think that you just need to bring home their identities by doing things that, for example, festivals, so Christmas time. At Christmas time, we would always say, in Denmark, they celebrate Christmas Eve, and this is what they eat on Christmas Eve, and or at birthdays in Denmark, they always have the Danish flag on the table, plus a Danish soldier on the table. So, at birthdays, we always try and do that and say, this is what we do in Denmark. But then, on Christmas Day, we say, well, on Christmas Day in Scotland or the UK, this is what you would have, this is what you eat, this is what we're going to do. So I think, maybe keeping alive the traditions is the way for them to learn about what their identity is.
So how do you guys teach family culture and cultural identity to your children? What are some of your mother-tested tips for making sure that your children understand where they've come from?